You got a heavy hand.
I love parabens.
What makes a great clarifying shampoo? I'm Alex, I'm a cosmetic chemist and the co-founder of Educated Mess, and today we have a really special guest with us in the lab. Abby, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Abbey. I'm a certified trichologist and content creator. I first got super interested in hair science and wanted to become a trichologist because I was on my own hair journey trying to heal severely bleach damaged hair, and I just realized how much misinformation is out there, how many brands were saying completely different things, and I wanted to figure out the actual truth.
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Today we're going to be making a clarifying shampoo using an ingredient we actually both love, and I think a lot of people are usually surprised about it, sulfates.
My favorite. I actually get a lot of hate whenever I recommend shampoos that have sulfates as the primary surfactants. I think a lot of people fear that they're going to be overly stripping to the hair and scalp, but the truth is they're incredibly effective cleansing agents, and they're in so many shampoos for a reason.
Right. I mean, first of all, for formulators, they're really easy to work with. They're cheap to work with too. You can thicken them with salt, but when people are worried about a sulfate stripping your hair or your scalp of its natural oils, that's what any surfactant is technically designed to do. And the formulation matters, and the level of the sulfate that you're using or the other ingredients that you're adding to it to help reduce the likelihood of some of that stripping.
It's not like you're taking 100% sodium lauryl sulfate.
Right, yes, like I don't recommend putting, you know, straight up sodium lauryl sulfate or something on your skin, but in a formula like this, it's gonna be very effective at getting the dirt and oil off.
One of the most important factors in growing long, strong, healthy hair is having a healthy scalp. That's something that was really emphasized in my trichology course, and it really helped me to understand the importance of having a clean scalp. I think so many people don't understand that improper cleansing can actually lead to a lot of different scalp conditions and also just hair that doesn't grow as healthy as you want it to. So if you want the healthiest hair possible, you need to properly cleanse your scalp, and the best way to do that is make sure that you're using some sort of shampoo that has deep cleansing agents like sulfates.
And of course we can get there without sulfates, but like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It is so frustrating to formulators when people fearmonger that, because we're like, it's easy, it's effective, it's not actually causing any more irritation than another surfactant, you know? Some of the new ones are fun, but we like Old Faithful. So we're gonna be making a shampoo with sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, curcumin purple betaine to give that good, powerful cleanse in a clarifying shampoo. Like many cosmetic formulations, we're gonna start with water. Almost forgot our PPE. So we're also gonna add our preservatives now. We're gonna add some parabens. They are not endocrine disruptors, as some people will tell you. So we're also gonna add disodium EDTA. This is a chelating agent. It can help preserve a formula, but honestly, because we're doing a clarifying shampoo, we're in Dallas, the water's really hard, lots of heavy metal buildup. So I'm hoping that we'll get some chelating activity out of the disodium EDTA here too. Do you have any products you really love for that?
Whey Detox shampoo is really good.
Is it?
Yep.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh, you'd love it.
Okay. Yeah. And then we're just gonna add that to our water phase. I'm making Abby use whey boats now because she has a heavy hand. Just kidding. So we're gonna add a combination of sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate. They're very similar in structure, but there's a little ethoxylation on the laureth. Some people claim it gives lower irritation potential. I just personally like the texture that you get with the combination. And another benefit of sulfates for like a formulator is, like I said, we can thicken it with salt, so that reduces the need for polymer thickeners that either have a very weird pH range, so you can't get a lot of low pH shampoo conditioner. So certain thickeners have to be like a pH over 6, or they're expensive, or they leave behind like a thicker texture on hair. Sulfate shampoos are thickened with salt. You know, you're breaking that down as you're rubbing it in. It's not leaving behind stuff on your hair.
So basically what you're saying is that in sulfate-based shampoos, when you're using them, the purpose is to clarify.
Right.
And that's why it's good to have sulfates, because if you were to use something else that required a different thickener, then you can't clarify properly.
Exactly.
You've got,
yeah. It makes it a little more difficult. For me, with a clarifying shampoo, I like it basic. These two surfactants together give incredible cleansing power because of the structure. But I also like to use curcumin purple betaine. It's very common in cleansers. It's kind of like a co-surfactant. It can help boost the foam property, so we're going to do that now. Now that we have got all the surfactants and the preservative in our water, we're gonna go put it on the mixer and heat it up because we do have to dissolve some of the disodium EDTA. And typically you would heat up a cosmetic product up to 80 to kill off anything that might be in the water. I think we're good, but we'll do it just to be safe. So the cool thing for me with sulfate-based formulas is that they're really easy to thicken with sodium chloride. So it eliminates the need for like a polymer thickener or something like that, which first of all, surfactant systems can be difficult to thicken. So when you have something cheap and easy like salt, it makes it very appealing for a formulator. Perfect. So now just go ahead and sprinkle that slowly. As I was gonna say, don't add too much because then you hit the salt curve and it crashes. And then it's so annoying because you can't go back. I mean, you can see though it is starting to, that gel network is starting to form. As you can see, we just added, this is literally just sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfate, curcumin purple betaine, and salt. And our chelating agent and water. But, so like it's got that nice thickness to it. So I'm gonna show you what would happen if we tried to do the same thing with something like sodium olefin sulfonate. Because of the whole sulfate-free movement, a lot of brands switch to sulfonate. It's similar and it can provide great cleansing as well. It's a great primary surfactant. Just a little difficult to thicken with salt. So now to do a comparison and show the difference in how a sulfate would be versus a sulfonate when it comes to thickening it with salt. These two contain the same percentage of surfactants. This one has sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfate, and curcumin purple betaine. And then this one has sodium olefin sulfonate and curcumin purple betaine. So that's what a lot of people use as like an alternative. But I'm just gonna show how it can be a little more difficult to thicken with salt. Let's see what'll happen if I do like 3% salt here, 3% salt here. Beautiful. And we're just gonna add it in. So now just stir it in. Make sure the salt gets dissolved. So mine's getting thick. How about yours?
Nope. It's getting nothing.
One thickener I really like to use with sodium olefin sulfonate is acrylates copolymer. It's a liquid, but you do have to add it first, and then you have to neutralize it. So it gives a nice thickness, but it's just kind of a pain to work with. If your product doesn't come out the desired viscosity, it's not as easy to adjust with your thickener that you just add at the end. So that's another reason that I love sulfates, because it makes my life easier. Quit fear-mongering them, guys. We could probably get there with the right blend of surfactants and the right thickeners. It's so much easier. I think there's a common misconception that because sulfate-based formulas can be so cheap, the ingredients must be bad for skin or something. But they are a tried and true surfactant. They're very effective, easy to thicken with salt. That also can influence the price of a formula, you know?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you hear people say that drugstore products are gonna leave this gross, waxy buildup on hair, but the professional products, they're not gonna do that to you?
It drives me crazy because the same exact ingredients that are in drugstore products are also in professional products.
Right.
And a lot of the times I find that drugstore products are actually much simpler and more stripped down, so they're less likely to leave buildup than these higher end products.
Yeah. I think it's funny because before I formulated products and like actually worked with the ingredients in the lab to make something, I would almost envision a moisturizer or a conditioner as just like the thing as a whole. And you don't think about, they're really just multiple different combinations of the same ingredients, different ratios of the same ingredients. All right, so in case you want to take some of this home and use it, we can add some fragrance to it. It smells good. I would say we'll go about 1% here. I would usually recommend we add this while it's on the mixer, but the bubbles will come out of a sulfate thickened formula. That's another benefit to thickening with salt. I find that some thickeners, they're really good at suspending particles in a formula, like the acrylates copolymer in a lot of shampoos. But that also means if you aerate the product too much and it gets bubbly, it gets too hot, and you're mixing it too fast, those bubbles get suspended in there. So with salt, it's not necessarily the same, and if we mix it too much and it gets bubbly, eventually those bubbles are gonna come to the surface. I think that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Okay, that smells so good.
I love that fragrance.
All right, so you made a product. How was it? Did you enjoy it?
It was great.
Thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed everything. I hope this was entertaining and also a little educational. Come back next week to see what we're making and who we're making it with. All right, what are some great ingredients to make, all right.
Me all day, every day.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Always.
I don't know how
help with your gloves?
Yeah.
Wheel in the sulfates.
Here we go, Vanna White. And actually, I'll just give you this one because I didn't put too much surfactant in it.
And preservatives.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Abbey. I'm a certified Hello.
Let's talk about the notion that, not notion, I'm like the old lady. Creamy, waxy, kind of protective layer. And
Yeah.
I need you to say. But come back next week to see what we're making and who we're doing it with. Oh.
We're doing it.
Good.